We gotta stop looking at ourselves now to say how safe we are, because what we are now is totally deception of what things can happen for us in the future. You may think, well, I have a great family. I have money, I have inheritance, or I have a good job, I have a good husband, I have a good wife. I've got some money in the bank and everything's safe, fine. Well, you read my blog post from J.K. Rowling. She is not talking on a religious level at all. She's one of the biggest, richest person on this planet, one of the most successful person on this planet overnight. And J.K. Rowling herself said in a non-religious, non-denominational setting, that if you think money, position, power, and what you have is going to be a safeguard, or is going to be a security against all the adversities and fears and difficulties in life, you are fooling yourself. And that's exactly what Bongka said. Incredible. Bongka Rowling are saying the same thing. I guess wisdom is wisdom. So what Bongka is saying is that if you think, you looking at yourself now, that, hey, I'm healthy, I'm all right. Well, you're not going to stay healthy. As you get older, you become more unhealthy. Hey, I'm young. You're not going to stay young. If you're going to stay young, there should be no old people in this room. Hey, I'm going to get food and I'm going to be all right. Well, look, if one situation in your life is pulled away, you may not have money to get food. Hey, I've got a good job. Maybe. See, nothing in your life you have truly gives you security.
So when we realize that, instead of sitting there in our room getting agoraphobia, we can't go outside because we're so scared because the Lama scared us to death and we can never do anything again. We're so insecure. In fact, we should go the opposite direction. Knowing that everything is so insecure. Let go. Let go of your ego. Let go of your projections. Let go of how you think things should be. And adopt what Buddha is teaching you in the Lamrim and practice. If you adopt what the Buddha is teaching you and you practice, there's no way you can go wrong. Okay, because you know why you can't go wrong? Because it's not Buddha taking your karma away, it's you doing it yourself. That will give you the real security. You know what gives you security? Listen carefully. What gives you security is letting go of security. You know what gives you security? Is letting go of what you perceive as security. That's what's going to give you real security. And if you're going to sit here comfortable, all of us, not just you, and I'm not being accusational, I'm saying in general, if you're going to sit here and do nothing about your situation and just potter along and just think everything's fine, you'll be a very sad and disappointed person. Do you know why? You have no security. None of you. What happens if your husband dies? What happens if you die? Every single day we read in the paper someone dies. Why not you? And then what happens? Then everything you are worried about doesn't matter anymore. You think you're right? If you're so right, you should be praised and admired, and everybody should think you're great. If you're so right and people avoid you, they don't like your black face, they don't like the way you react towards them, then you're wrong. Right or wrong is in results, not your justifications and your eloquent explanation on why you do things the way you do. Right or wrong is your results. So if you have no results or very little results, then you're wrong. And no matter what words you say, the other person will stay quiet, not because you're right, because they're tired of fighting with you. And then what's the point? You see, you can win people over because you're very good in talking, you're more stronger, you can shout louder, you can say more things. Doesn't mean you're right, just means they're tired of you. Just let you talk. So when you're reading the Lamrim, there are a few reasons, but the main reason we read it audible is to plant imprints of sound in our mind. What kind of sound? Not Madonna singing her latest. That doesn't implant nothing in you. But of Buddha's pure speech. You are implanting in you. And when you implant that, let's say you read the Lamrim 5, 6, 7 times during the retreat, you're planting the whole corpus of Buddha's teachings in your mind 5, 6 times. And one day, something will trigger it. Let me give you an idea. One day, Maybe your Lama, maybe when the Lama is talking right now, you're thinking, yeah, that sounds good, whatever. And I agree. Okay, good. And then you go back, you're exactly the way you are. And nothing triggered. Why doesn't it trigger? Now let me explain. You have the imprint, something there to trigger, doesn't trigger, lack of merit. Lack of merits. So even someone's in Dharma for 6-7 years, they're around an incarnation of a Buddha, they're around high teachings, and the Buddha incarnation gave them so much, they can still go away or disappear. Why? They don't collect merits. You say, but they donated, they helped, they prostrated, they prayed. That doesn't collect merit. It depends on their motivation. If the motivation was to get something in their life good for them back, then they got their motivation wrong. It doesn't collect merit. So even when you talk about Dharma, it doesn't open up. Does everybody understand that? So even if you plant the seeds of Dharma in you, and there's a trigger point, why doesn't it open? Why might you stay still kind of complacent, if I can use that word? Why do you still stay complacent? Because you don't have the merit. Even if you do 10 million Tsongkhapa mantras, it doesn't necessarily mean you have the merit. Merit is dependent on motivation. So if you've been reciting Tsongkhapa's mantra, so you get a relationship, you have a good life, you have fun, your boyfriend doesn't leave you, your wife doesn't leave you, and that's why you do the motivation. Well, that's what you're going to get back. They probably won't leave you immediately, but you won't get anything else, and you wasted it. Motivation creates the merits. So therefore, you can be walking in Bodh Gaya, and you see someone prostrating. You can freeze. The imprint alignment opens up because you see someone doing Dharma action. And then all the things that you read comes back to you. All the things you've heard come back to you, and you really sit in your room and go, oh my God, I've got to change. I've got to transform. That's when you know it. If you sit through a Dharma talk, read through Dharma teachings, go through years of Dharma, and you're still stone cold, it's a lack of merit. If you're still not transforming, it's a lack of merit. And the sad thing is, in our lack of merit, we collect more demerit. Nothing stays still. We collect more demerit.